Oh wow.
Wow.
And I used to wear Adidas all the time. So it's Mel.
All right, man. I'm Aaron. How you doing?
Wear Aaron in the middle.
Aaron in the
Yep.
All
middle.
right.
Um, Mel. This is you're
I,
talking
I
to another Mel.
yeah, yep. I think I
Um,
said that.
yep. And then
And then I'm Apple.
Apple.
Apple's my last name. I just go by
Oh,
that. It's James, but I
okay.
go by Apple.
It's good to
Yeah,
meet
see,
you, man.
good to meet y'all too, man. My birth name is Jamel.
Okay.
But every time I tell someone that, they end up calling me Jamal.
oh,
Okay.
It.
So that's how my name came about.
All
okay.
right. All right.
I wondered about that.
So
Yeah.
we were just hanging out outside. We're in Portland, Oregon. Where are you at?
I'm in you can say
Oh, okay.
Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But I mean, I'm in Chino Hills, which is like 30 minutes out.
Right.
Down the street from Snoop Dogg.
No shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
man.
guys be having lunch and stuff for what?
Oh no, he be it's this cloud and mist I be trying to stay away from that.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
So
cloud.
yeah, he
He's definitely clouded for sure.
oh yeah.
So Mal, man, first before we even do anything else, I just want to say something to you, man.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do, man. Like for real, for real. 20, as we all know,
Yeah.
2020 has been a thing. And
Woo-wee.
and
A
watching
doozy.
watching what you do has brought so much joy to this house, man.
Yes.
I appreciate
Yeah.
y'all, man.
For
I
real.
appreciate y'all.
Each one of us as an individual and then us as a group because we hang out and we just watch the video, so there's nothing like sharing a video together at the same time where we can see just the pure reaction. And you've done some of my favorite songs and made me remember some of my favorite
Mhm.
songs from growing up. And yeah, you're a DJ of sorts.
I know exactly what you mean.
And it feels good, one, because you, first of all, your name is Mel. So when I found out, I was like, what? And then you kind of remind me of my family,
Yeah.
like, and you look like a big dude. I've always been surrounded by big, tall men in my life. And then I saw that you dance into Los, wait,
The Azules.
yes. Oh my
The Los
God.
Angeles Azul. Man, I love that band.
You're
Cumbia.
getting it. Yes. Killing it, getting it. And it just reminded me of my family, and it just brings joy. Darren's right. Like in a time where it was, like we just said, it was a doozy. Like just to see you dancing in your garage. And thank
Yeah,
you.
I was dancing because I had got frustrated with YouTube. So I said, you know what? Go work out, get
Yes.
some.
Yeah.
And I went in there and just start dancing and just to clear my mind.
Did it work?
But it did. It did.
Good.
But you know, because a lot of times you'll hear people say, like, I don't understand the point of reaction videos.
Okay.
And I explained to someone, I said, let's say something happened, right? And you seen it and somehow you recorded it. The first thing you want to do is show somebody.
Yeah.
And I said the reason you want to show someone because you want to see how they are about to react to what
Yes. What you
you
saw.
just seen. Yeah, that's like that ultimate joy or whatever the reaction or whatever video you have in possession. That's what you want to see is that initial reaction to see if they feel the same way you do, and then it just trickles down. Everybody want to see it and see it and see it, but that's the whole point of it is just getting that joy back. And that's what I said. I understand when people request songs um,
Oh.
because
Oh.
because when they request a song and I react to it, and then I would like I've heard this before, but I never knew the name of the song or the artist,
Yeah.
and I'm like my parents used to play this. I'm like this is who sings this.
Okay.
So
You know, it's something else too, man. One of the things that really drew me to watching what you do, of course, it was the Grateful Dead stuff that first pulled. Well, actually, I think one of the first ones I ever saw you do was Tool, but the Grateful Dead one,
man,
it did something for me that nothing else has done, and it's brought me back to the feeling I felt when I first started listening to the music in a
right.
really weird way, man. Like watching you feel it made me
Mhm.
re-feel it.
Right.
And there was a couple times I watched what you were doing. There's tears coming down, man. Like, wow, yes, that was why.
That's
That
what
was,
they'll do to you.
yeah, man. So seeing you, the term is get on the bus. And I
Mhm.
saw somebody post a comment for you the other day. It was like, we got Jamel on the bus and now he's driving it.
Yeah. I seen that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen that one.
But seeing you get on the bus reminded me of my first show was back in 1989. And
Okay.
it reminded me of that. And that there was a feeling that happened that night, like a certain thing that went down, and it brought me back to it. And that's special, man. That's a really unique talent to be able to convey that to people.
Right.
And um, what I'm most curious about is when you started listening to like Fish and the Dead on your reaction videos, had you seen it prior? Had you listened
No,
to any of it?
I never knew.
Oh shit.
I never knew who Grateful Dead was at all.
Wow.
Wow.
My first reaction was just to show you, just to let you know how I didn't know is I had reacted to Touch of Grey, I
Mhm.
believe, the audio version.
Ooh.
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 Uh-oh.
Yeah. And then someone said, "Hey man," and you know, I didn't know if they were serious or not because there's so many like when you mention Grateful Dead, it's so many like when someone says like, "Hey man, the Dead are heard best live." I'm like, "Dead and live." I'm thinking like alive. I'm like, "What are y'all talking about?" And then I watched the video and I'm like, "Hell, they're skeletons. What the?" They were skeletons playing on.
They
I'm
are
like, what are you?
dead.
I'm like, what are y'all doing to me? What are y'all talking about right now? You know, because I was so confused. But I'll just say this to sum up them for me. I just say the Dead woke me up. You know,
Shit.
Whoa.
growing up, I tell people this all the time. You only gonna know what you're shown. You know,
Right.
you get and you know, hopefully when you get to an age in life, a point in life where you're able to like kind of just want to venture off and kind of explore, because I was only exposed to hip hop, R&B, or gospel music. A lot of people, I play around, I like to have fun, and it comes from a dark place as far as how I grew up. you know I tell people all the time I grew up in a 1.5 bedroom with 20 people in that house, and the only people who wasn't on any type of drugs or anything were like the kids and maybe a couple more people. But when you walk outside, you see violence. You hear like drug dealers playing music loud in their cars. It's all rap music and stuff. So that's all I was exposed to. Or just when I was young, like 8, 9 years old, I can remember my father listening to a lot of Cool in the Gang, stuff like that, you know. But as I got older, um, I started listening or hearing different music, not really listening to it, but just kind of hearing it.
Mhm.
Especially like with my job, I tell people it's like two radio stations that's played in my job. One is country music, just all the way through, and then there's one manager that will play like just random. I forgot the name of the station, but they play a lot of 70s, 80s music. but I never, I work overnight, so I have my own headphones on, so I'm listening to what I want to, but then I might catch like a hook or something, and then I go to react to it, and I'm like, oh, I heard this song at work,
Oh,
you know. But once I started listening to the Grateful Dead, I said, you know what, this, because of how I grew up and I seen so much violence, and I was just like, man, what is this? I could have went that route too,
mhm.
but I as I got older, I felt more like I wanted to bring people together. I felt I was being a role model for my two little brothers, like
It had
almost
the
like a
opposite
father.
effect.
What's that?
It had the opposite effect.
Exactly. I said, I think that's one of the things that kept me on the a positive road, was just trying to be there for my little brothers. But listening to the Dead, I'm like, man, this especially Eyes of the World, man, that did something to me. I rewatched that reaction and I seen myself like something happened to me. It was crazy.
Oh,
You're not the only
Okay.
one. That
Mhm.
see, that's the weird thing about it, man. That's why we're sitting in this room filled with Grateful Dead stuff.
Yeah,
It, it's not silly. It for us. It transcends being a fan of a band. It's not that. It's what
right.
you're talking about right there. It's
Uh-huh.
that because I heard you say it like you were like Robert Hunter was a prophet
Yeah,
at 110,000%. Like
yeah.
I don't. There's very few bands I can count on one hand that like the lyrics to a song have followed me through my life, and like the Bible does that too. Like it'll mean different stuff for you at different points in your life, but it's the
Hmm.
same passage or the same lyric.
Right,
The Grateful Dead songbook has grown up with me as I grew into an adult and a man. And
right.
the meanings of the songs have done something like inside. And
Exactly.
and to see that, like, I don't know, man.
It's
I've been at
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I've been at
Did it?
shows with 75,000 people at Soldier Field,
Uh-huh.
or 30,000 people at the Forum, and to feel the feeling of that happening for everybody at the same time.
Right.
That to me is like the ultimate thing. That's why if I after I went to my first Grateful Dead show, I left the Forum, drove back to Las Vegas, sold all my shit, bought a school bus, and went on tour.
Man.
Like I'm going. Like I want to know this. But seeing it happen for you was really cool for, and I think that that's what our community reacted to with you, is that we were all feeling our feelings again watching you get turned on to it, man.
Yeah.
It made Aaron definitely was like the first fan in the house of you, and I would come out, I'd come home, he'd be out there just giggling and just joy, just full of joy and showing me. He's like, you got to check this out, and like he got us all into
On the bus with Jamel.
watching you, and like he said,
I binged
your
last
your
days off. Yeah.
your reaction to especially the Grateful Dead stuff made me go back and listen to some songs, because me and Aaron have both said sometimes there's so much music out there, you're always listening to new things, and sometimes Grateful Dead gets put on the shelf for a little while.
Mhm.
But
Right.
seeing your reactions is like taking your friend to the first show. You get so excited, you get to hear it through their ears. You've made me go back and listen to stuff. It's like, oh my god, he had some good points there when you're getting the build. I love it when you do you're like, you just have to pause it, you can't help
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
some shit building here. Hold on.
Yeah.
You're like, let me get myself ready for this. There's some shit
Yeah,
getting
man.
ready to go down. And it made
Yeah.
me, it helped, it like made it new to me again too. And it really, it's just awesome what you do. And you are so genuine in your
Yeah.
reactions and everything. I just love
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. And something else that you taught me, and it's been over 30 years that I've been listening to that band. And one of the misconceptions that I had uh, was that you had to be high to get it.
Mm,
I really
yeah.
did think that for a very long time.
Yeah, I get
And
that a lot in the comments. People say, hey, you should listen to them while you're doing this.
You don't need it. You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it, man.
Yeah. See, I told people that I think I'm past even though I do reactions, I'm past the reaction because mainly because of Grateful Dead, because I'm in the learning process like of life. I'm 40, but you know how they say you learn something new every day,
Right.
you
Mhm.
know, and I'm really like they really make me listen. You know how they say um Robert wrote the lyrics, Jerry wrote the music,
Mhm.
it's like so true. And my wife, she's from the Bay Area, and I was like so excited after I listened to what's the song Mission?
Mission in the
Uh
rain.
yeah, I was so excited to I was like, hey, next time we go up there, because
Hmm.
her parents still live up there. I said, I want to go to this. I want to see. I got to go take a picture or something. I want to see if that church or something is still there that was from that video. But yeah, man, I just feel like I'm learning, because like when I listen to Grateful Dead, I listen with an open mind, an open heart, and I really try to just really feel the music, feel the lyrics. That's why I'm so excited to like go to a show just to be around the people. I just I listen to them and I'm just like, man, like I never thought that just me coming from how I grew up, forget my background, just mainly just the music I grew up with.
Mhm.
I never thought I would be at this point in my life where I'm like craving this type of music
Oh,
versus
wow.
like I don't even really like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Um like my sister and my wife, they listen to like I listen to some hip hop songs just because it's on, but
Mhm.
I don't go searching for it, because I'm old school, like like I said before, Run DMC, LL Cool J.
Um,
Like today's like the rap music today, I can't do it. They're smart as far as, you know,
The game.
making a good beat that
Yeah.
people can dance to. That's how they're
Mhm.
staying really relevant. But if you really listen to the lyrics, nothing's there.
mm-mm,
It's all in the same song. But you
Wow.
go to Grateful Dead,
mm,
I want to listen to music that not only makes me feel something, but actually want to go out and spread that to the people,
yeah.
Yeah.
that same feeling. That's where I'm at in
Man.
life right now.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a good
I
Yes.
place to be in life.
and
Yeah.
I hear you.
Especially today.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, like you say with the rap, I get that with the rap because
Yeah.
me and Mel listen to it quite. I listen to rap when I'm in the car. There's something about
Hmm.
driving to work and driving home that keeps
Yeah.
me hype. Like me and Mel, we always joke around. It's like we want to be hype man and like Migos or
Oh my
something,
gosh.
just be the
Yes.
person
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
but I mean that
Oh, man.
that music's awesome. I love it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't last long. It like goes
Right.
stale pretty quick. Those band, I feel bad for those artists because they have to constantly be refiguring out them, so they have to stay relevant
Right.
all the
Yeah.
time. And rap, if you don't stay relevant and stay
You're
fresh,
done.
you're forgotten about quickly.
They're catering to the youth, but they're not teaching the youth. That's what's happening.
Yes.
Yes, both.
Oh my
Man.
Damn.
gosh.
There's a okay.
Do you know of any that are doing that right now?
Rappers.
Yeah.
I will say that there's like big fans. I'm a big fan of Kendrick Lamar,
Okay.
J. Cole,
Okay.
and what's the other one named? Joyner Lucas. I'll always be a fan of Eminem. I said the other day I don't react to him because I like to watch certain reactors who they'll pause their reactions probably about 30 times and they'll break down each. I could do that too, but I just like to kind of just sit in this because Eminem do the all little double, just all this crazy stuff. But
Yeah.
I just you know, when I listen, like when I work out, for instance, I go to like a 80s, maybe 90s hip hop playlist or something like that. you know, because that's what's in my soul right there.
Right.
But like that's why when I reacted to Grateful Dead Shakedown Street, I was like, what? I said, what the hell is going on? I
Yeah.
said, wait a minute. because of what I had heard from them. And then I got to that and I was like, wait a minute. And then he was like, maybe the darkness is in your eyes. I said, oh my God. I said, what? Like not only it was surprising because of the beat, it just reminded me of just, you know, that don't. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this is incredible, you know.
Yeah.
And people were saying that was like Disco Dead. But I was just shocked. That one shocked me. Like
I loved watching it, man.
I was so shocked just to hear that because I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought it was going to be something slow.
They were
you
coming
know.
from the neighborhood with that one.
Yes, they was.
Mhm.
Shakedown Street.
You
That
know,
was really good.
Fish will do that for you too a little bit. Fish has their funk, you know.
That song Maze, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And at that part where he said the overhead view looking down at your
Mhm.
life, you know, choose your path correctly because if you follow the wrong people, this is where you're gonna end up. And I thought about Pac-Man. I'm like,
Oh.
you can't leave out this side and come in on the next one. Sometimes you go out that side and it's over for you.
You're done. Yeah, man. It
Mm.
seeing that, like those pure reactions are the thing. Like you said, there's other reactors that will pause their videos 30 times and break shit down.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I was just gonna.
I never knew about reaction videos at all. And
Right.
I'm late to the party, I guess. But when I saw yours, first of all, I was like, why didn't I know about this? This is awesome. But real quick, I want to go back to the eyes of the world thing. Cause you said when you saw that, that's what changed for you.
Yeah.
What happened during, like, when you said you went back and saw yourself, like, what was the change and how did it start?
That's a
You know,
good
how
question.
did it manifest?
It was I'm trying to remember the certain lyric or part of the song, but it was like when I got the message
Mm.
and you know when you hear something like you know how you sometimes you need to hear something
Yes.
to know that it's inside you. Like
Yeah.
it's like they brought something out. I was like, man, it's like this sounds like us if I was an artist, not saying it would be in the same arrangement or tune, whatever, but this sound like some lyrics I would want to get out to the world,
Ooh.
you know. And I was because like I said, I'm like in the learning process now. I'm really trying to learn the music and the lyrics and what people are really talking about, like trying to take a deep dive into it. And like I just, you know, when I was listening to that song, I was just like, man, I was like, this is beautiful.
Mm.
And you know, I call my wife beautiful, you know, but
Mhm.
I've never said that about a song. Like this is beautiful. Unless it's a guy singing a song about a woman, like, oh man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it was just the message.
Mm.
It was a beautiful message. And I just when I watched myself, I saw my face and I was just like, I know what people when I see people commenting, they're saying Jamel gets it. I say, you know what? I think they're right. I think I do. I do
Yeah,
get
you
it.
do.
I think they're right.
Yeah.
You can after like, okay, I went to my first show. Him and I have been friends since I was 12 and he was 14.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. You see that?
that is beautiful.
It's brothers at this point,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was 18 when I went to my first show and had that experience that you're talking about where
Yeah.
like it did something. And I came back. He wasn't with me. I came back and I'm like, this thing happened. It was amazing. It was
I
beautiful.
thought he lost his damn mind. I lost my friend. He's growing, he's going on a bus. He's forgetting everything. I thought he'd lost his damn mind because I didn't get it yet.
But I finally got him to a show like 2 years later, and I got to see
91.
that moment on his face that you're talking about, that you got to see on your own face. I got to see that moment for him when it was like, oh shit.
And he didn't. I remember he didn't say nothing. He's like walking in, just smiling, and I was almost annoyed. I can remember, like smiling at me, and I'm like, oh my god, these hippies smell, and man, the chicks with hairy armpit, like all the whole thing.
Yeah.
Walk out like, I love everybody. Give me a hug. Yeah.
And after all these years of seeing it, like I've seen it so many times, it's like a radar at this point.
Yeah.
I have a detector for that moment. And when I saw it, I felt it, like that happen. I was like, oh shit, it just went on, man. Oh my God. Yeah. And that the thing that you just said, like you saw in the comments, people saying, oh, Jamel gets it. And you're like, yeah, I think I do. Like, don't ever doubt that, man. That it's what it means for you. And nobody can tell you that you didn't feel it. Right. That's it. That's like if there's a price for entry into the club, that's the price for entry into the club, is that feeling of like awe, and that it did something for you. At least, I'm no spokesperson, but in my experience, that's the thing. And like, you said you're taking a deep dive. It doesn't end.
Oh yeah.
It's forever with I've gone through, like, I like the 70s stuff the best, and then I'm like, well, but I really like some of the late 80s stuff, and then so it doesn't end, man. And like I said, the music continues to change and grow with you. And we, because of what we do, podcast, and you with your channel, you have a really unique position. We're in a really weird time right now.
Very extremely weird.
Yeah, as humanity. And like, we were just talking to a friend last night, like, there's all this potential for good stuff to happen, but there's a real lack of like leadership.
See what you just said right there? That explains me growing up.
Oh,
okay. What do you
see
mean?
what I'm saying?
Can you explain that?
Like I had the potential to wait, one more time. What'd you say? You said there's a lot of potential.
A lot of potential for good to happen, but a lack of leadership.
Yeah, there was a lot of potential for me as a child to be good, but I had lack of leadership in my life. So it's happening for me now. Because I'm discovering it on my own. That's what I'm saying. That right there, what you just said, gave me chills, brother.
It gave all of us chills.
Yeah, man.
That right there.
Right?
Yeah.
Because what Aaron was saying about the platforms, now that everybody can and does have a platform, just depends on how many people are watching it,
right.
What are you doing to bring your certain type of leadership out there and your good vibes and whatever, and like just your flavor to the pot? What are you doing? And that, what he just said, that leadership has just been kind of ringing in like right here on the side, if somebody was breathing over your neck. And it's not necessarily bad or good. It's just like, it needs to be addressed. There's so many issues that are hot right now, but there's no leadership in any of those avenues that are legitimate, that are really inspiring to be behind, and like,
I feel it.
Oh, that's where we're going. Okay, let's do it. It's just like, okay, I guess because that's what everybody else is doing. I'll go. It's like somebody needs to spark that, ignite that fire in us to fight for and work for something good too, not just always fight. How about love for something good, or create something that's good, or it doesn't always have to be a fight. I truly believe that. So, with what you're doing, just even being you, being fun, being silly, working out your stuff about your frustrations, and you go take a little freaking salsa class, little tango,
Yeah.
little this, little that. That wave is like the song that you heard.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
all doing it in our own way. That's why we can't be like no one else.
Yeah.
We have to bring our own form of leadership, our own form of creativity, our own form of healing to the world, and forget about what other people are doing. Just do our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Yeah.
where it came from, but
It's a lot of people that are quick to follow a lot of trends,
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
instead of making a trend of their own.
mhm.
um you know that's why, like, look at my, y'all see the shirt?
I love
Dude,
it.
dude,
I love it.
and
Aaron,
and
did you
and
order ours?
no, not
Okay.
yet.
I like I said, the way I grew up, I could have went down a different path, you know
Why
but
didn't you?
luckily.
Was it your
Huh?
brothers that
Oh,
was it your
the
brothers that
brothers, you
stopped
said.
you, or was there wasn't like somebody in your life that stopped you, or like you just figured
No,
it out?
nobody. I played sports just like all my friends.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is, like, they went home to, like, their parents, their mother and father. Like, I went home to
Crazy.
just craziness. And the crazy thing is, like, three of my best friends lived on the same street as me. But when you're so um you like, when this is part of your everyday life, it just seems normal to
Mm,
you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would walk in the house and it would just be like craziness, but I'm so used to it. It's like, this is just my everyday life. Not till I got a little older and I seen it to start affecting my little brothers. I said, because I had my oldest brother was into gangs, then my other brother was too. But my oldest brother now is like retired from the Air Force, and then my other brother is like, he works for like the city of Beverly Hills. But like, none of them were around like I was around for my two little brothers. They had like went off somewhere.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
You became
I
the
kind
older
of
brother.
I can't became like their father figure. And these are my two giants. I don't know if y'all seen. I'm six
Oh.
five.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest brother is 6'9",
Oh shit.
Holy
and
crap.
then the other one is 6'7".
What?
Wow.
And now today they both, a little while back, they end up getting their own place together, and it just made me so proud, because I was like, man, if I wouldn't have stayed on the right path, maybe they would have never got to this point in life.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's
Yeah.
I am
awesome.
sure there was an influence there. No doubt about it.
You know,
What was, okay, what were the first things that were starting to get you to, okay, you see that your brothers and things like that, and you're in sports. How did you progress them toward that positive side? What was your interior motivation? That thing that woke you up or kept you going or made you, what was that for you?
Um, I think it has, when I seen my little brother, and I was like, man, like, cause I'm into sports, and I was like, I wanted to talk to one of my friends to get him on a like a traveling basketball team for little kids, like that AAU basketball.
yeah.
I was like, man, if I can get him to some sports, it'll keep him like out of this neighborhood, because like those streets, man, you know, those streets will get you. You know, uh, we
I've
were
been
we
there, by the
were
way.
we were more raised to have street smarts than book smarts. Like, you don't go over here, because if you go over here, either something go happen to you.
Yes.
Like you could walk down the street and get like jumped into a game, like, just like that. Luckily for me, a lot of people who were in gangs, I knew them. They just, that was the path they chose, and like, they parents went to high school with my parents, so we were never threatened like that. But I just didn't want them to be making that decision, because
Right.
it's
Yes.
easy to make, because it's easy, because we didn't come from money, and you get into these gangs and these drug dealers get you and give you money to go do all this crazy stuff. So I said, if I can just stay on the right path and, play these sports, but I end up getting injured in high school. But I had a job at McDonald's when I was like 16 years old, stuff like that, worked at my school. But um, just seeing my little brothers grow up, man, kids grow up so fast. And when I was like, I remember being at their age and being able to know what was going on,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know, and I was just like, man, I don't want them to be, because, we all grew up in my grandmother's house. Then we moved so much, man. It's probably about 10, 11 times when I was a kid, and it was just crazy, man. But I said I have to be the one, because I'm around them the most, to set some type of example. Whether it's me working at McDonald's, me playing sports, just something positive.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
So has music always been a thing that you relied on to like give you some mental relief?
no,
No?
no, I didn't. I
No.
didn't. Like I said, growing up, I would just listen to what my parents, like my father would be getting ready to go to work, and he'd be listening to a certain song. But for me, music was more so about family reunions. You know,
Okay.
it was more like you go to a family reunion, you're gonna hear like these 13 songs for sure,
Right.
and one of them is gonna be played probably about 3 or 4 times. But I didn't really start um getting into music as far as trying to, how do people say you listen to a song to help you like escape or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I probably want to say maybe around the age of probably 35.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow, man. So, okay. Why did you start a music reaction channel if that wasn't a thing and it came to you so late?
Well, let me just go back a little bit. So
Hmm.
when I met my wife, that's when things just went uphill for
So how
me.
long of that? How long ago was that?
We've been together since 2004.
Okay.
Been married for 10 years though.
Okay.
So together, like 16 years. I think going on 17.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
That's a
But
beautiful accomplishment.
and it's crazy because I told her um, that I didn't like when I was a child, we had our bump bags. After we ended up moving like that, it was a lot of sleeping on the floor and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I told her from the age of like 8 or 9 to when I met her at 24, in that gap right there, I never had a bed. You see what I'm saying? And I
Dang.
met her and we end up you know, like we hit it off fast, man. And
How did you
more
meet?
so what's that?
How did you meet?
Uh One of my cousins had a girlfriend that was graduating from college, and she had a friend that was graduating from college. And we all ended up at the same club for a college graduation party. But one of the friends I went with was talking to a girl she was with, which I didn't know when we were inside the club.
Hmm.
And he was talking to her, dancing and stuff. And then towards the end of the night, I went outside to sit down, and I saw my wife come out, and it was like 13 girls behind her. And I saw the girl that my friend was talking to. So I, back in the day,
Hmm.
go and hook that up, man, so we can go and talk on the three-way or something like that. So the four of us end up talking on the phone. You know, uh, she knew what he looked like, but they didn't know what I looked like. So it was kind of like they just had to go. My friend, they was like, what does your friend look like? It was like, he's tall and funny. That's what my friend described him. So we end up going on a double date to Pink's,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
and I'm from LA and never been there before.
Okay.
And my wife was shocked. So she moved from the Bay Area to go to Cal Poly.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So she was down here by herself. She was like renting a room out at this older couple's house or whatever. So when we went on that double date and everything worked out, I was like, okay, I want to take you out on a date, just me and you. So living in South Central, I drove all the way to Chino Hills and took her out. And I used to do that because I was working at the Staples Center. That's another thing. I'll get to that, but
Okay.
I drove to Chino Hills, and I used to do that like whenever I would get days off, I would just drive out here, and then she would drive, and we would go just on dates, and it just became like that was my getaway. So when I should have been listening to music to escape, I actually got into a very amazing, healthy relationship, and it took me away from LA, from the streets, and I was able to come out here in Chino Hills, and I'm like, what is this? I'm like, where's the graffiti?
Mm,
Where are the zombies at? That's what we used to call all the people walking around pushing the carts and stuff. Like, where are these people? Where's all the violence? It was none of that out here,
Right.
and I was just shocked to just be walking around so freely, So that helped me a lot. And then I start grabbing my brothers, like, hey, I'm gonna bring you out here. I want you to come out here. We're gonna go to the gym, play some basketball. I'm gonna bring you out here. We're gonna make a dance video. I just want y'all to come out here and hang out with me. So when I should have been listening to a lot of music, that's another thing. Like, I have big gaps where music wasn't a part of my life,
Right.
you know. So that's why I say it's kind of like I'm reliving
mm,
my childhood or whatever. That's why I want people to understand. It's like there's a lot of music that I may have heard, but now I'm starting to listen to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And so you
wow.
you
That's
said
that's a
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
You said when you and your wife got together, things went fast. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like it just get married from real soon after you guys started dating, or
Oh no, I meant like as far as me falling in love with her,
oh, okay. All right. All right.
because it was something different. Like I would like come out here and she would have like rented a movie and we would have like just I mean when you talk about the little things,
I know.
oh man, I mean just little stuff,
mm,
you know, and then you when that becomes consistent and just part of your life, I noticed myself smiling more,
mm,
uh, just just like really being in a good mood. Man, I would get flowers. She wouldn't even know I was coming out here. I would buy flowers and go to her job, bring her flowers, and people are like, "What is going on?" And she's just with this shocked look, and I'm like, "Look, I'm just trying to show you some appreciation for you making me feel the way I do."
Aw.
Man,
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Wow.
It's really amazing to hear your story and to see the kind of person that you are, because you you had everything
Against all odds.
against all odds. Yeah, man. Like you had every reason not to be the way you are. And I can relate to a lot of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mel and I have been married for 23 years.
Oh man,
Yep.
And
congratulations.
Thank
thanks, man.
you.
And when we first met, I was strung out on heroin.
Hmm.
And after we had known each other, we lost contact, I was homeless. And
Yeah.
sleeping on cardboard boxes, man, and bad. And she found me out there on the street, and
Yeah.
the little things, man, like come to my house, you could take a shower. What?
Yeah.
A shower? You could
Hmm.
wash your stinky ass socks in my washing machine. What? Like,
Here's a clean
here's a
t-shirt.
clean t-shirt. Like those little things, man, really, really are a
Gave
big.
you hope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It showed me that like it could be different.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was ever going to be different. And then, like you said, the consistency of it too
Yeah.
was something that really like, oh wow. And you brought up the flowers. Like there's a particular time I did that for Mel that like
He stole the flower.
I know no more.
And he woke me up, like tracing my face with a single rose. And, he was visiting from the shelter.
The homeless shelter.
Yeah, from the homeless shelter. He'd hopped on the bus and took it across town to where I was living, stole a rose, broke into the
Yeah.
house, and it's true.
Oh, you know that's love because you know them rose bushes got them thorns. Yeah.
But it is those little things because I grew up in a situation where I was a mom. My mom was a single mom of 3 kids, and my sister's dad was kind of in and out of her life a lot, and so that meant our life. So it was very inconsistent also, and we moved a lot. So I recognize what you were talking about, 11 plus. Then I'd get lice and have to cut my hair, and like have all this, it's just weird traumatic shit that goes on in a life of poverty. I mean, I grew up on the street called Crack Alley. That was where we lived. And seeing people getting shot, or the people coming up and leaving out in stretchers, and that was normal. So what the huge chunk of the story that Aaron left out was in between the time we first met and him being on the street. He had helped me establish myself, and he got me a job that was making triple what I was making.
Yeah.
And so that completely, it was like somebody giving you a $50,000 a year raise when you're making 10, like what? So it transformed my life. So when he came back around and he was homeless, I'm like thinking, I am not indebted to him, but I am grateful to him.
Right.
So if I can help him, I'll give you $20. Sure. I was a single mom myself at that time.
Sucker.
But no, I was a single mom myself at that time. And, but because of him, I was able to have reestablished myself under my own footing. And I had my own stability now, and I didn't need a absent dad, or in and out stepdad, or in and out boyfriends. I didn't need that, and I owed a lot to him for that. So there was a lot of love that I didn't even realize I had for him because of that, and it was like love as a friend, like, or somebody just out of the kindness of their heart, saves your life or something. And they didn't ask for nothing. So that's really what, now that I look back, I think about, because just the way that you said it, just a lot of like instabilities and things like that, they create who you are now. And in a way, I'm grateful to being raised in Crack Alley. To not back then, of course, I would never say that. I wanted to have straight hair. I didn't want to have a big butt. I didn't, I had all these weird things because I was either getting made fun of, and all these, I wanted to shave my legs in 5th grade because I was hairy and my mom wouldn't let me, like all this crazy shit. But it shaped who I am. And it made me understand the darker side, or the poverty stricken side, or even the affluent side. Because then after I met Aaron, I got to see a whole other side I never got to see because of where his parents
like that
came
Chino
from.
Hills experience. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm just curious, is where's the good in you from? Is that just an inner spring? Like, where did you learn to see that? You know what I mean? Because if you weren't seeing that or feeling that, I understand your brothers were your motivation. I'm trying to come with something deeper. Like, how did you even know how to feel remorse for your brothers if you weren't, you know what I'm saying? If you weren't feeling and seeing that.
Yeah, I just when like when I got injured playing basketball, it wasn't like a serious injury, but it happened during my like senior year. So I like missed the whole senior year. And then like just not having like money for new clothes to go to school and like, you know, I've been this height since I was 13.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, but I still was being uh bullied, but not physically, just verbally, like
Mm.
people teasing you. Oh man, didn't you just have that on the other day? Stuff like that. And these are people that's supposed to be your friends and stuff. So, you know, uh sometimes the bad in people can show you the good in yourself, depending on
Oh,
how you react to it. You know what I mean? And I noticed myself uh a lot of times I wouldn't be upset. I would be more sad,
yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. Uh and I would be looking more for sympathy versus revenge, you
Mm.
know. And then when I got to a point in my life where I was like, you know what, I gotta, I need money. I need to get like something. Like I need new shoes. Like I have nothing coming from nowhere, you know. And my grandmother, she hated my father so much for the way he treated my mother
Mm-hmm.
that every time she saw me,
Mm.
she saw him.
Yes.
So I got treated. So when my mother met my mother had two kids already.
Okay.
Okay.
And then my father had two kids already, which is my oldest brother who graduated from the Air Force. And
Okay.
then one brother I didn't meet till he was uh I didn't meet him till I was 16. We never knew about him.
Whoa.
My father didn't even know. It like came out of nowhere. But he passed away, and my sister, she passed away at the age of 26 from lupus.
Mm.
She would have been 44 this year. So just kind of like seeing that, like it breaks my heart that my wife never got a chance to meet my sister. That just breaks
Right.
my heart. But I think when I knew I wasn't going to make it in any sports, and I was like not going to go to college, I was like, you know, I need to get a job. You know, my brothers are hungry. I'm hungry. There's no lights. There's no hot water. My mother, my father, they're not in the house. My grandmother and them don't really want me in this house. Because, like I was saying, we moved, like you talked about that crack alley.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The house I grew up in with my grandmother, which is the duplex, we moved, me, my father, my mother, and my two little brothers moved in a house across the alley, which when I would be like outside playing with my friends and I would go home, I would hop the gate by my grandmother's house and it'd be dark and all you see is lights because people are just in the alley smoking.
Oh shit.
But that's how I had to get to my house through the backyard or whatever. And we lived in this house. It was like two houses and we lived in a back house. So, you know, I would go there and it would just be crazy, man. I was like, man, I'm only like 13, 14 years old. Like what can I do? You
Right.
know, I can't really like physically do anything. So I just like, you know, tried to get me a job so I could at least, you know, put some food in my brother's belly. I wasn't worried about my parents eating because they wasn't worried about us, you know. So just that type of stuff, man. It was like you when the sun is up, you would be outside playing. When it get dark, it's just like the dark was dark,
Better
you
get your
know.
butt
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just, you know, I think just just when I knew I wasn't gonna make it to college on any sports or anything like that, and just had to do the normal routine,
Mhm.
I think that right there really like kind of made me like really say like, you know what, I gotta really step up and put some money in my pocket so I can help my little brothers out. Um, but I just, just seeing all the violence, all the negativity around me, just trying, just finding something, the smallest thing that can keep you positive, man. It really drove me to, like they say, the streets will either take you or make you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It made you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a lot, man. I mean, going to school with friends that live right down the street from you. You go to their house, they got the lights on, their mother and them is they eat dinner at a certain time every night. I'm like, what is this? You
That
know?
that's alien. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think it was a variety of things that kept me on a good path, man. But I was like, I was out of all, I think at the age I was at, I was really exposed to the darkness. And
Mhm.
it I was exposed so much that I had no choice but to see the light,
Mm,
you know.
damn.
Mm.
That's
And
you. I just got chills
No
from that.
choice.
yeah,
Wow. So
At 13, what are you doing to trying to get jobs? Like
yeah, who's hiring a
that's
13-year-old man?
yeah, I got teased again when I was talking about being bullied because when I went to high school of manual arts,
That's where my
and I don't
dad
know
went to school, man.
really.
My dad went to that school. No shit.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
cool.
right off of King in Vermont.
Yep.
Um, so I don't know if you guys remember in high school when they used to do the tracks like A track, B track, C track.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So when we were off track, I worked at school, and
Uh,
I was pretty much like a janitor. Like I would walk around with my little trash picker picking up trash, and you have your friends throw the trash on the ground, just stuff like that. And I would just laugh about it, just like whatever, you know. Um,
Mm.
and I was always silly growing up, you know.
I was gonna.
Humor helped me a lot.
That was your defense
Just
mechanism.
yeah, and it stuck with me. It stuck with me, and I think
Uh-huh.
that's a lot. I mean, the main reason why I don't do any drugs or anything because the humor is my drug. That's when I say like, because sometimes I'm so silly. People be like, "Man, what are you on?" I'm I'm like, I'm on life, man. I'm
Yeah, you
living.
are. You don't need it, man. You don't. You've been through it enough. Like,
I
and
seen it, and
yeah,
that's the reason why I stay away from it.
and
I
hey, man.
tried I tried weed one time when I was 14 years old, hanging out with my friends. We were like just chilling in front of this laundromat, and I thought they were smoking cigarettes. When I say I've never smoked before, what I want to say is I've never actually been high.
Okay, fair enough.
So I don't know what that. I've been now. You talking about some drinking? That's a whole nother
Oh, you
story.
take them
I saw you
shots,
taking
yeah.
shots, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but I only drink like 4 times a year. Yeah,
Did you? I mean, think about that, man. Like coming from all that adversity, what what you've done is monumental, man. Like, I look. A lot people are like, oh yeah, YouTube, whatever they say. When you're creating anything and somebody's watching it,
hmm
that's amazing to me, right?
yeah,
You
right.
got hundreds of thousands of people that are subscribed to your channel, man. Hundreds of thousands. That's an, a huge
Yeah.
accomplishment all by itself. And not only that, the thing that I think is the best part of that is what you're putting out into the world is joy and fun and happiness,
Yeah.
For
laughter
all those people
for
to see.
hundreds of
Yeah.
thousands of people, man. And I mean, so I'm curious, what made you start doing it? What made you start the channel?
So I'm trying to remember the year, but I've had a YouTube channel before, like reaction videos was a thing, but it was more so for me dancing. Like
Mm.
I've changed my name a couple of times. I had like Melly Mel dancing. Man, if you it's
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
We need to archive
it's
Yeah,
that.
write that
man,
down.
it's a video of one of my older channels. I don't even know if it's still up, but um you know that song Pack Jam by Johnson Crew?
No.
No.
It's like it's a really good song, but they have this song called Space Cowboy.
Okay.
It's like it's pretty crazy, but I was like, man, I'm gonna go in the garage and I'm gonna just dance. I put on a cowboy hat and put that song on. And that's what I used to do. Like there's a video of me on my friend's page dancing to Bone Thugs and Harmony, Mo Murder. While but he used to live with us and he plays the guitar and he was playing it on the guitar as I was dancing in the background. Just stuff like that. That's what I used to do on YouTube. And
Okay.
then when Instagram was just the 15-second videos,
Mm-hmm.
I would come up with some funny stuff in 15 seconds, and I would do that. That's what I used to do. So I used to spend a lot of time on YouTube, man. And I was just one day I was watching that one girl, Courtney Hadwin.
Mm.
Mm.
And man, let me tell y'all something. She was on America's Got. You probably heard of her. She's on America's Got Talent.
Okay.
She won the Golden Buzzer, and they were comparing her. Howie Mandel was like, she's like Janis Joplin
Oh wow.
reincarnated. And I watched her video. I trust me.
Okay.
Watch Janis Joplin. I mean, Courtney Hadwin, America's Got Talent, Golden Buzzer. She
Okay.
came out. She was so shy, man. And her dad was back there backstage. She was so shy. She came out, and when she started singing, I was like, "Whoa!" Like so many people have tried to get me to react to that, but I was like, "I seen that already." And once I watched her, and then to the right, I seen Courtney Hadwin reaction. And I clicked on it. It was these two dudes named Brother. You ever heard of these dudes?
Mm-mm.
Brother,
Oh.
No.
Terry and Terrell. I clicked on their channel and shout out to them, man. Well, he just by himself now. Terrell has another channel. I think Terry's with his girlfriend now, but he hit over 1 million subscribers. I think he was at like maybe 300,000 when I saw that reaction.
Okay.
But I watched his reaction, their reaction. I was like, man, this is funny. Just watching them have the same reaction I had when
Mm.
I saw her. And then next thing you know, 2.5 hours later, I've been watching all these different reaction videos to this same girl, Courtney Hadwin. And I was just amazed. And I'm like, this is what I do. I watch
Oh.
Oh.
I said I watch YouTube videos and I react. Only thing I'm missing is me recording myself. And
Mm.
I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't. I was like, people react to music? I was like, they have that? I was like,
It's a
wow.
thing. I'm
He
in.
just needed permission.
Yeah. And so I think my first reaction was to this lady. My wife was watching, was it was some award show, and this lady won a award, and I just heard my wife downstairs just laughing. I'm laughing, and she's like, I'm watching this acceptance speech. It's so funny. And I said, you know what? I said, all right. I said, okay. I said, that's what I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna find it, and it's gonna be my first reaction. And I reacted to it, and people were just laughing. I got kind of creative because she had an accent. I put like T, I talked in her accent and stuff like that. And then I reacted to some dude doing magic, and then requests start coming in. You
Mm.
should check out this dude Dimash. And now I got over 50 Dimash reactions because this dude sings in like, he's like 20 some years old, but he sings in like the highest octave in the world. It's like dolphin or something like that.
He's part dolphin.
Yeah. Um, so after that, the requests start rolling in and rolling in, and I'm like, man, people want me, like the people like my reaction, or whatever. Like, oh man, this is so funny. So I just, start taking requests. But I think I I'll say I think the thing that might separate me from other reactors is I don't really react to the stuff that's the most popular. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was one of the first ones to start like reacting to a lot of Spanish music, and then I noticed a lot of people starting to react because someone was like, "Man, you should check out um this or that," and then I end up listening to watching Selena, her what do you call it, the because I only knew of Selena through J Lo.
Because of the
Okay.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't even like watch fully. I just knew because I was a big fan of like In Living Color.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew J Lo was a fly girl on there,
Hmm.
so I've like followed her career, but I never knew. Um, I just never knew Selena the way most people do.
Right.
So I was like, let me check out, and I didn't know she had like I watched stuff when she was 16 years old, moonwalking, doing Billie Jean, and so I'm like, what?
Wow.
So so that community came over, and they're like, you got to check out this, you got to check out that, and I just started reacting to a lot of music just from everywhere because I want to learn, man. Everybody has the same story, it's just in different languages.
Right.
Mm.
So that's how I got started, was with Courtney Hadwin and the two dudes brother. It just amazed me when I saw that. Like, I did not know reaction videos was a thing, and I was like, I should have been, I could have been doing this years ago had I known.
You know
Because
what?
I
It happened at the right time, man. In
it
my
happened at the
opinion.
right time.
Right.
Yeah.
And it happened organically too. Like the
Yeah,
fact that you didn't even know that it was a thing to seek out. You
yeah,
just stumbled upon it like, oh yeah, this is what I do.
You know that that's I think that's the best way to have it happen when it's contrived, when it's like, okay, I'm going to set up this and I'm going to do
hmm,
okay, it might be funny cuz you're a funny person, but when it's genuine like that, when you
yeah,
have that aha moment of like, oh crap, that's what I do. That's my
yeah,
like I had the exact same thing with this. I
yeah,
dude, I never thought of starting a podcast. That was
yeah,
I not my thing. I drew and worked and that was went to concerts. And my son bought me a microphone for Father's Day and was like, "Yo, Dad, you guys are always talking about the Grateful Dead. You should start a podcast." And I was like,
yeah,
all right, maybe." And once I started doing it, I was like, everything that I've learned in my whole life is being used for this thing.
yeah.
Oh crap, this is what I'm supposed to do. That's a great feeling, man. And
It is.
doesn't it feel good to like finally find your thing, find your groove like that?
Yeah, and you know, um, what what amazed me, like I said, you never know what's inside you into someone kind of helps you in that direction.
Right.
I just didn't. I it still amazes me that the amount of love and support I get, and how many people say, like how you said in the beginning, how just bringing people together. Um, I just didn't know I had that effect. You know
Mm.
what I
You do.
mean?
Yeah.
Just because the way I grew up, you know, um, I just didn't know. I knew I can make people laugh. I just didn't know the amount of joy that I could bring to people. Like, just like as far as just touching their hearts, making someone laugh is one thing, but making them feel something
Mhm.
is another.
Whole other ball of wax, man. Yeah.
I don't want you to forget about the Staples Center. You said you were going to come back.
Same here. I've had that in the back of my
Right.
mind.
Good job, guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. So my mother, shout out to her.
Shout out,
Shout out,
mom.
Mom.
She been there for 20 years. And I tell people all the time, when you work at the Staples Center as an usher, especially, I worked aisle 12, section 110, 109 for 3 years. Just to give you a visual where I'm at, when I would stand in my spot, I would be looking directly at the visiting team's bench,
Okay.
like they're across from me, like I'm staring right at Jack Nicholson. That
Mhm.
was my section right there. And any event that goes through the Staples Center, we work it. So Grammys, you know, I work Jay-Z and Friends, Usher concert, when he had Kanye as his opening act, Justin Timberlake, uh, Tim McGraw. A lot of people want me to do Dave Matthews Band. I
Yeah.
said, man, I was there, and
Yeah.
they actually had moved me from my spot, so I didn't have a lot of traffic as far as people like checking tickets and stuff. So I was actually able to just kind of like watch the whole show, and that's when I got excited because I was like, man, they got a black violinist. I ain't never seen no black dude play the violin, and and I got excited for that, and I watched his whole concert. So I tell people like Fleetwood Mac, I said it's a lot of music that I've been exposed to. It's just when you're working and checking tickets, it's kind of hard to pay attention. But like when I get a request and then I hear it, I'm
Oh.
like, oh, okay. Like I haven't posted these reactions yet, but I just reacted to Shocking Blue, Venus. You see how it's not ringing a bell,
Yeah.
Oh.
right? But I didn't know that was the name of the band or the title. I thought the title of the song was She's Got It.
Oh, I
Oh.
know the song.
Okay. Yep.
You
Yep.
see?
Okay.
Oh,
That's what I
Venus, my
Yeah, I'm your
fire.
fire. Yeah.
that I thought the name of the song was She's Got It, but the name of the song is Venus, which and somebody had requested that. I hit play and
Wait a
I'm
minute.
like, what?
Know
You
that.
know, right. So that's what happens. I met a lot of celebrities there. Um, Anthony Anderson, the
No.
the one who plays the father on Blackish.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, he sat in my section. He's a diehard Clipper fan, so I would see him. You know, you get 40 games with the home team, so I would see him maybe like 20 times. Uh, and just listening to all of those, or working all those concerts, man, it was just crazy just to see like the Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney,
Right.
just seeing that stuff like that. But like I said, it's different. Um,
When you're working, you're hearing it. You're not listening to it.
that and yeah, that's because some people I know someone said, oh man, I seen the comment where they said, I think it was like on Facebook, someone had shared my video and someone was like, man, this dude, he knows too many songs. Like, you know what I mean?
What?
Like, because like I'll react and I'm like, oh,
No, I know that.
I heard this at
Yeah.
work, but I mean, I don't, he's saying it more like he's saying I recognize too many songs. But I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
Right.
I'm like, dude, like, because from time to time I'll react to a song that I know, but I never seen the live version.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do. Because some people be like, oh man, I need you to react to this. Like with Grateful Dead, it's the opposite. Most people want you to react to the songs, the studio version.
Not the dead.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No.
So a lot of times that's why I do a lot of those live from Daryl's house from
Right.
Hall and Oates,
Yeah.
Yes.
because it's different in his house. He
Oh,
has like other artists singing his songs.
right.
That's really
And
cool.
the drummer reached out to me, the drummer from the house.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he said once I've gotten invited to so many shows, man. I can't wait till everything
I'm gonna
get
tell you.
back to some type of normal.
I'll tell you what, man.
Ever since he's seen your channel,
I'm
he's
like,
like, I want to
I
take him
want
to
to
a
take
show.
him to a show. So that thing that you're talking about, like the difference between listening and hearing,
Mhm.
and there's another level to it
Yeah,
of like the live experience,
right.
at least with the music that we're talking about. I can only speak to that, and it's a whole other thing.
Well, it's
It's
also
right
participatory.
when
Right.
you've got 50,000 people singing Ripple
Yeah.
that know what they're singing, and that energy
Mhm.
is moving through that place. It,
Right.
it's you can feel it with your skin, like it's a thing in the room. So it's
Yeah.
a whole other thing, man.
It's very spiritual. We always say it's
Very
church.
Yeah. I noticed that with Ripple, you know, a lot of people have their interpretation of the song. And I'm like, man, Grateful Dead,
Mm-mm.
it just that it's that song is so genius, man, because if you want to have your own or different interpretation for the song, it's like that's what the song is about.
Yes.
It's nobody can tell your story better than you. So whatever way you feel about the song is right.
Yeah.
There's no wrong. You know what I
So
mean?
That
if
the writing is ingenious that way. It's
Yes.
like Psalms, you
Mhm.
know,
yeah,
you read them and you're just like every time there's some beautiful golden nugget. And
Yeah.
that's what it was for me too when listening to these songs and, you know, just talking about the other element. Oh, like if you were high or whatever, you'd really hear the song or whatever.
Yeah.
There is something to that, you know, there's
Yeah.
something to that aspect also. And that is its own thing, but the-
I know exactly what they mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's the feeling that goes through your body. Yeah. I
And
know it.
right, think about like even when you're like a little buzz, you know, you had a few
Hmm.
beers or whatever, and you know now you're really feeling the music, you know.
Well,
Same,
see, not to cut you off,
yeah.
but
No, go ahead.
those 4 times I said I drink, I do it to help. It numbs my body so the pain in my knees go away.
Okay.
oh shit,
So I can really like,
you can cut
because
loose.
I'm like
Yeah.
I said, I'm 6'5", and a lot of people be trying to dance with me and they short, and I gotta pop a squat.
Oh
I,
yes.
pop, hey, take a shot, pop a squat.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
It
think
numbs
you gotta
my
write
knees
that
and
down.
yeah,
That's gonna be the name of the episode right
and
there.
yeah, and I can literally when that numbness hits, I can really enjoy myself. Like that's why I be dancing when I'm working out because that adrenaline hits me and I'm gone. Go ahead, continue, sister. Sorry.
I mean, I don't even know where to go after that.
No, you know what, man? That's something else too that I hadn't brought up that I wanted to tell you, man. It's like the whole working out thing.
Mhm.
It's a big deal too, man, for a lot of us.
Yeah.
To have somebody that is motivating,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big deal right now, man. It look, I mean, we've said it a bunch of times just talking to you. Things are weird. It's
Yeah.
it's unprecedented where we're
Mhm.
at as a world, as a human race.
Yes.
We're all locked up in our own little weird way, and
Mhm.
not just physically, like mentally too. This
Mm-hmm.
is
Yes.
hard. This is hard for us.
Yes.
We are social creatures. Human beings are meant to gather and be together and hug and see each
Mhm.
other's smiles, and so this is hard for the psyche. And
Yeah.
to have somebody to see you working out has kept me on track.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, man. Like I don't know if like that was your intention by posting that stuff or not, but
Yeah.
that is a result of it.
Yeah. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see me and my sister too. Because I used to go to the gym, um, and work out like a lot because I was helping train her. So I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram, but you know that she's a cop,
Right.
and she's only like 5'1", but she's a
Right.
little fireball. You know, like I said, it's so much uniqueness to our relationship in this house. You know, my wife and sister, they're both Filipina. You know, my wife works in the medical field, my sister's a cop, and then I'm black. So you take all that what's going on in the world, and it just, you know what I mean.
Wow.
Okay.
So
What a unique
yeah,
perspective you
yeah,
put down.
And you're still smiling.
yeah, yeah. So um, I was helping her like train and stuff for the academy and everything. Um, but I always try to motivate people, inspire people, and just bring like just laughter and joy. Cause like when you've been on that side of just feeling down and out and feel like nobody notice you or care about you, uh, I know what it feels like. Um, I don't. I might have been depressed before I even knew what depressed meant. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, when I met my wife, I just saw a whole new world, and I saw hope in our relationship, hope for the world, hope like so okay, so I met this person and she makes me feel this way. And it's like I come out here and I'm like, man, it's just so different. I see a different world now that exists or whatever. So
Mhm.
maybe there is hope. So maybe I can take all this positive energy, bring it back to LA with me, and just try to inspire, man. But I do, man. I try to post funny stuff all the time, and just stuff that I know is gonna just put a smile on someone's face.
It's working. Um, I gotta ask, are you you're an usher at the Staples Center?
Mhm.
There ain't jack squat happening right now. So
Oh
is
no, no, I was.
oh, okay. Okay.
I said my mother,
Was for 20
because
Oh,
years.
you only
well
did it for
she
3 years. Okay.
yeah, my mother's still there.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
So she's not working right now.
Oof.
But I only worked there from like 2001 to like 2004.
All right.
I the main reason I quit was because when I met my wife, um, I used to we had got like an apartment together,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still working at the Staples Center. Um, I was working and I got a job at Lowe's. I was working at Lowe's from 6 in the morning to 3, and then I had to be at the Staples Center every day at 5:30.
Oof.
And I was living out here in Chino Hills, so I would get that traffic driving to LA every day, and I was just like, man, like this is too much. And Lowe's was a full-time job. I worked Monday through Friday, had the weekends off, set schedule. Staples Center was you only work, you know, when there's an
Oh,
event.
right.
So I was like, I end up just leaving. It was tough, but I was just like, I'm just gonna make the smart decision because I'm tired driving. I don't want to have an accident.
Right.
But I end up like you guys heard of Bass Pro Shop?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I had worked at Lowe's for a couple of years, And then one of my friends got me a job at the Home Depot, and I've been there ever since. But in my early stages at the Home Depot, because I would, when I knew what our relationship was with my wife, and I knew I wanted to take it to the next level, I ended up getting another job. I was working 16 hours a day.
Damn, man, you're a hustler.
Yeah, I was working Bass Pro Shop 9 o'clock at night to 5:30 in the morning, and that was in Rancho. And then I would drive like maybe 10, 15 minutes. It would take me to get back to Home Depot in Pomona, and I would change in the car, and I would work there from 6 in the morning to 3. So I was just saving money so I can buy her a ring. But
Wow.
I got but I got used to the schedule. And I only quit because the place got robbed. Bass Pro Shop had got robbed, the restaurant, and so they got rid of the night crew. We weren't able to work there overnight anymore. So I just stayed at Home Depot. But I've always worked like two jobs because I was like, I want to be able to pay bills, and I want to take this woman out so we can have some fun. I can keep her smiling, just stuff like that. I was like, I got it. I want to continue to show her appreciation, man. If you go and look at a lot of my pictures, especially on Instagram, I always try my best to let her know that she's loved and that she's appreciated.
Dude, the
Oh,
world needs more people like you in it, man.
I
For
feel
real.
like,
appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
man.
like in this case, the most that I've ever seen, influencer is a proper word for what you're doing, and I'm grateful that you're an influencer. Like that makes me proud that you're that what you're putting out, I could, my granny can watch, little kid can watch, my auntie can watch, my best friend can watch. It's pure, it's wholesome, it's positive, it's sweet, it's funny, and it even gives you, like, it makes you cry. It allows you to emote, and that's quite it's quite a calling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
man.
calling, and thank you for doing it so
Yeah.
eloquently.
That Elvis
Uh,
reaction had brought tears to my eyes in the ghetto. 'Cause
Hmm.
that it touched me. I was like, it's feel like he's singing to me.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
yeah.
That's the beauty of music right there. That right there is the thing. Like that's what's kept me chasing the Grateful Dead for 30 plus years. And that's what has made us do this thing. And I, I'm sure, like you said, you've gotten a million invitations to shows, but I'm just gonna throw it out there when things open back up and Dead and Company plays LA, we need to hook up, man. And
Oh yeah.
for real, like
Link
I
up.
would it would be an honor to go with you to your first show like that.
Yeah, I can't wait. They're number one on my list. I mean, I don't know if it's more for the music or just wanting to be around the people, you
That
know.
was something I wanted to ask you, man. You react to a lot. Thank you for reminding me. Um, you react to a lot of different music, and
Hmm.
there's communities with every kind of music.
Right.
Has the reaction from the Grateful Dead community been different than other communities that you've come in contact with?
Um, I'll say Grateful Dead's community feels like a family more than any other community that I'm a part of. Like these, I mean, it literally feels like, because all you got to do if you go to my Grateful Dead reactions is just look at the comment section. Oh my goodness. You talking about peace and love.
Mm,
I mean, it's just,
that's
I
true.
just, I just can't wait.
Oh,
I keep picturing myself being lifted up pass through the crowd with my eyes closed.
Hey, that could
You know,
happen.
you see,
Could happen,
you know,
man.
you see in the movies when everybody just
Mhm.
they put their hand on you
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
they
Seen
just
it in real life.
yeah.
I've been
That's
that guy.
that's what um I feel. That's because you know, I'll like type my name in on Facebook just to see because I don't know what I've been like tagged in. You
Mm.
know, I'll type my name and it'll be like, oh, the you're in this Tool fan page. Your reaction is over there, or your reaction is over here. You know, and you just want to see what people are saying. It's like a lot of positivity, man. That's I mean, if anybody has something negative to say about the messages I'm trying to get out in the world,
Good
then
luck.
I know for sure that it is a problem that they have within. Because I'm like, there's no way. That's why when I be making those videos about people just being maybe like disrespectful, and people be like, who could be disrespectful on your channel? I'm like, it exists. People are just mad
Right.
at the world, at themselves,
Yeah.
just frustrated, you know. Um, but I just love the Grateful Dead community. It's just, you know, like I said, I don't know if I'm more excited to hear the music at a live show or just be around the people
Mm,
Me
hearing the
either.
music, you know.
right.
Me
I
either.
I wanted to ask too because you reminded me by saying Tool when we very first got on. Aaron said, "Oh, I think my first
Yeah, it
reaction I
was
saw
Tool.
was Tool," and you were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
like you made a reaction just then." What?
yeah.
Bring it back to Tool when you first saw the first, whatever. I don't know what your first reaction was, but what was that for you?
I know Tool is really, really good at using a lot of metaphors. A
Mhm.
lot of times, too, they make songs for the people so they can try to interpret it themselves. One of my favorites from them is Right in Two.
That's my
Yes.
favorite Tool song.
Man, I
And the
don't
video.
did you see my reaction to that?
No.
Are you a fan of The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
We were in the
Okay,
beginning.
Yeah. It's gone on a
okay.
little long.
Yeah, so I compared that song in my reaction because like I said, the way I grew up, I don't have a lot of stuff to compare music to,
Mhm.
just from what my experiences are. But I'm a huge fan of The Walking Dead, and that song when he said right in two, it reminded me of that show because you have this community that's divided, and this the I don't know how far you guys got in the show, but you had like the guy who was the governor.
Yeah.
Okay, so him, instead of bringing these people together, he has a certain way he wants it to be, and it's basically dividing everybody. And all I could think of when I heard that song, I was like, man, this is just like The Walking Dead, like the governor, how he's saying right in two, like he's splitting it. Tool is really, really good. That brother Maynard and his voice, man, is so amazing.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
they are really, really good at making you use your tool. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there listening because I'm really, man. I love music as far as the instruments go, but I am really into the lyrics, man. I just really like to just
I
close
feel
my
you.
eyes and just like really try to understand what they're talking about.
I
I know a
just
lot of
said that.
people,
I just said that to Mel in the
Mhm.
kitchen earlier today. Exactly
yeah,
that.
the lyrics, of course, like when I listen to Grateful Dead, you get the field bombs.
Yeah.
I know brother Jerry, he
Mm.
gonna always bring it, brother. Can you see it? Where he at?
There he is.
He's always gonna bring it with that guitar, man. I didn't even notice, even on this thing, they have his finger missing.
Oh, cute.
The pop figure's
I
missing
did,
his finger.
I didn't even know it.
That's dope.
But
They got it right.
yeah. But when I like I said, when I listen to them, man, it's just about learning. There's a lot of life lessons in their music. I'm just glad at this age in life that I'm able to get it and to understand and to try to give back. Like, man, I went from almost being homeless to having nothing to being at the point where I'm donating to 4 charities right now.
Wow.
You know, I'm like,
Damn.
that's because people were telling me for months and months and months. They were saying, "Hey, man, you should get a PO box so we can send you stuff." And that's what happened with this room here.
Right.
But I'm like, okay, this is too much. I need to find a way to keep this cycle going. So I was like, okay, if you guys want me to get a PO box and you guys want to watch me open this stuff, do these unboxing videos, all right, I just need y'all to watch these videos and I'm gonna use this ad revenue so I can split it between 4 different charities. Me and my wife and sister helped me find places. Uh, got the place with the domestic violence, got animals, kids to help them with music. I just was like, I have to find a way to give back because I was like, this is too much. I'm not gonna just accept all this and just be done with it. This guy sent me, he worked on a stage crew. He sent me all his like his
Backstage.
access backstage passes. I was like, man, this is like for someone to give me that and to give me Neil Peart's drumstick that was actually used, you know, that was just crazy to me. So I was like, I have to find a way to give back because I've been in this situation where I've had like zero,
Mhm.
and everybody's not gonna make it through like I did.
Mm-mm.
So giving someone a little hope, little just letting them know that their life is worth something to keep going. That's what I want to do, man. Like I said, I'm beyond the reactions. I'm on to the learning and life lessons and trying to give back.
Well, there's something to that also, man. Like the whatever you believe, the universe
Yeah.
is energy, and
Yeah.
that stuff coming to you is energy. And if it just stops with you,
Hmm.
it's like a dam. But if it
Hmm.
flows through you, then more can come, and then more can go out, and more can come, and more can go out, and it grows and grows and grows exponentially. And I think
Yeah.
that's part of the reason you're seeing. Not, I'm not belittling your talent, your humor. I'm saying, like, that is part of the reason that you're seeing the success that you're seeing is because of that thing right there. That attitude of like, you know what, let it just come through me and go back out. I'm not just
Yeah.
gonna hold it. That's that's huge, man. And I saw I actually told Apple this the other day. I was like, when he gets mail at his PO box, it's not like a couple of packages. It's a freaking cart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it was a lot of negativity that came with that, you know.
How
As I'm
so?
why? What?
well, people were just um a lot of people were like, "Oh, if you want us to believe that you're donating, you need to do this or I said, look, I said, I was just telling people that not once did I say, send me this. I need this. I've asked for zero, for nothing. People
Right.
were asking me for months to make a PO box because they want, out of the greatness of their heart, they just want to send stuff to show their appreciation. So I was like, all right, and I would go down to that post office, man. I would like, oh, it's so much stuff. I said, I need to do something. So me and my wife went to Jersey Mike's, you know, asked the post office manager, how many people you guys have here on the day? so we can feed you guys. And we went there and went to Jersey Mike's and just bought the whole post office post office sandwiches and stuff. I was like, I got to keep this cycle going. But like when you go in the comment section and you see like I don't really care about videos getting the likes or the dislikes like that. But like when you're putting positive energy in the world and you see videos getting dislikes, I know it's just from people just being just,
Dumb.
you
Hate,
know,
gonna hate.
Just being
yeah, but like,
dumb, you know,
right.
Mhm.
knucklehead.
Yeah, but it's like it's one thing to dislike the video, but then when your comment is negative on something positive, I'm like, I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, okay, this is just negative energy that this person has in their life. Um, but I end up stopping it because it was getting a little overwhelming. I still get stuff every day. I ran out of room in this room. You know, because you guys, you only seeing, I don't know if you see it's
Oh,
Oh
stuff
wow.
all on that side. Someone sent me a Woodstock poster with all the autographs. You got Grateful Dead on there.
Wow.
I got stuff up there at the top. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in
That's
there.
and,
amazing, man. The love,
and
the
it's
love you put out, you're getting that love back. I mean,
yeah,
wow.
and it's so funny too because this is where this is like the my wife's craft room slash the guest room. So, because every time my in-laws come here, this is where they sleep. and I was at work, and my wife was like, she was like, Dad was in the room, and he was just looking. He was like, "Oh my God, there's so much, there's so much stuff." And then we have their cousin Daryl. He's been in some of my videos. He's coming here for his birthday, and he hasn't been in his room because he always sleeps in here. He hasn't been in his room since it got like decorated. But someone said I should make this what do you call it? The Airbnb.
Airbnb. Yeah.
to, to come sleep in this room, man. You can see my wife. She got her stuff. I was sharing the room. She got her stuff. This all hers right here.
Oh, yeah.
Because she makes cards. She makes cards like happy birthday cards and
I love that.
all that type of stuff. But
That's her.
I
Yeah.
was I was just like, it's a lot of love coming in this room,
Oh,
and every time I come in here, man, I leave out a better person. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
wow.
cool. I feel like that about our studio too, man. Like you come in here, sometimes you don't feel like doing it, or you had a bad day, or you just don't know what to talk about, and then we
yeah,
sit down and we start doing it. And when we're done, we're happy and
yeah,
laughing and joking
It's
around
very
together.
fulfilling.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
therapy for us too, man. And Jamel, it's an honor to have you as part of our family, man. It really is. I
appreciate
it,
y'all.
it's you're something special, man. And I really want to stay in touch with you. No bullshit. Like I'd like to keep in touch and hit a show with you. And I I have a shirt I want to send you too.
All right,
When
yeah,
we're
I'm
done,
definitely
recording, I'll hit stop here in a second, and then you can give me the details.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted to talk just really, really quick
We don't have to
about
do that.
my second channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
What
I'm doing my
happened today?
funny.
Know
What
that.
went down today, man?
So it was like a video I did, and it just sucks because um, when you see certain reactions that are up, like people request for you to react to stuff, and the first thing I do is I'll type what they want and the word reaction because I say I need to see if videos are actually up or if I'm reacting to something that nobody's reacting to. That always makes me nervous because I'm like maybe they can't. But this video I did was like animals versus humans or whatever. And it's one of those community guideline strikes where they're like, this video isn't suitable for the such and such. But the video, that was the first video I did on my second channel. It's been up. It's been up for I don't know how long now. But I know it's this other reactor named Tyrone Magnus. He said he got a copyright strike for a video he did in 2015.
Oh
That
wow.
just happened recently. I'm fighting it, trying to dispute it because I was trying to keep that funny content over there
Right.
separate from my music channel. But I was like, just for now on, I'm gonna just have to just put both on the same channel because I was like, it's a really good healthy balance, man, to have that music and that laughter together. Oh man,
Yeah.
It,
it's really really good.
today was the first time I've ever seen you down.
I was
You looked upset, man.
I was because I was like, when that happens, you get a copyright strike. It stays on your channel for 3 months. And if you get three total, I mean, as long as you don't have three within the same three
Right.
month range,
Oh, yeah.
but you're not able to upload for a week. That's what happens. So I was like, man, it sucks. Cause I was like, I would think I was more disappointed in the fact that it was my first video. I'm like, man, I've done so many. Like, let me know right away, or
Oh,
something.
the thing that
There-
gets me about that is, aren't you reacting to a video that's already on
Oh,
YouTube?
that exactly.
That makes no sense. So why isn't the person that put up the video originally getting the strike?
That's why a lot of times, when you fight when you dispute it, you end up winning because they said a lot of times it's like these bots. It's not even a human.
It's an algorithm.
That's
Oh, that's
yeah.
catching it.
So I was like, once I went in there and danced and stuff, I was fine, man. I was just like, I was so mad. So
My
mad though.
one of our good friends, Cody, he watches all your stuff too. And when you put it up, he texted me because he knew we were going to be talking today. And
Yeah.
he sent me the They Got Me video.
Yeah.
He said, just make sure you tell Jamel today that we love him and we got his back. So
Yeah, man.
You got some
I
love,
was
PNW.
I was like, come on, man. Because I looked at it like they're trying to stop me from making people laugh,
Mm.
yeah.
you know. And
Fun
I
is
was like,
21.
Yeah.
yeah. But then, I went on a bike ride and everything, man. I felt good. I felt good afterwards. Like I said, I have 4 videos, I think 3 or 4 videos that I'm posting. Two of them got blocked, so I got to put them over on my Vimeo channel. Um, but I was gonna wait to post those, but I have to put those over. But I was just like, man, I know it's something that you can do. Like if you make the video a certain size,
Mm-hmm.
like it's one thing to get your video blocked, you can fix that. But when they block the audio, there's nothing you can do about that. That's the issue.
I've seen them do that with some of your music stuff. The
Yeah, that's
audio.
what I'm talking about right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the video um I got some reactions coming today. 2 of them got blocked. And then I'll put it in a smaller frame and re-upload it, and it'll be like still blocked. So I'm like, well, gotta go over to Vimeo, you know.
So just so that our listeners know,
Mhm.
how can they find you on Vimeo?
Oh, it's the same. Jamel AKA Jamal.
Okay.
Always leave the link. If the video gets blocked,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll know right away as soon as I press play, because the sound might be gone. Or if I react to a song that's 10 minutes and you see that the reaction is only like 2 minutes,
Mm.
is because it basically what I do, so I don't have to, because I might be somewhere out of the house
Right.
and my video get blocked. So what I have to do is I let YouTube trim all the block parts out, and then the video can stay up. That way I don't have to re-upload a video saying, "Hey, I just reacted to this song. It's blocked. You can find it over here," because I might not be nowhere where I can get to the camera.
Who would have thought, man? Just listening to music and reacting to it would cause a stir. Like, come
Yeah,
on, everybody just needs to relax, man.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
always going to be something.
Come on, man.
It's especially when you see the reaction up on other channels. That's what I'm still not understanding. I'm like, how they reaction stay up, but mine got blocked.
Because
That's what I thought you have, because so you don't. I thought pausing the video was you would help you for copyright reasons, but that has nothing to do with it. Putting that little copyright claim in the beginning, that's nothing. It's all on if they want to block it or not.
they want to nail you, they can. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what? Just keep doing what you're doing, man.
I'm over here trying to sit. I'm trying to sit like
You're trying to get
stretching your
comfortable.
knees,
Don't
stretching
get my
your
leg.
No,
knees.
man. You know what?
about to get a Charlie horse.
Yeah.
First, you got to stretch before you get into that position, though. Too.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
just be going right out the gate.
Oh,
You're gonna break
willy-nilly.
something.
I'm gonna. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yes.
Like
Hey
I
man,
said,
y'all. I feel like I'm talking to some friends
Right?
and family, man.
that's why I
It's
said we got to stay in
Exactly.
touch, man. That's the family thing. It's weird and awesome and beautiful, and that's for real. And
The family and the family.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
one more silly thing. This is just for what it's worth. Talking to you today is the most excited I've been to do an interview in a minute.
that
You
that
know.
warms my heart, brother.
Yeah, man.
He's
You know, I'm just, you know, I'm just a normal guy
I
just
know.
trying to spread some love. You know, I think that's what a lot of people. I'm glad I talked to you guys, because a lot of people, they don't. You know, I'll see in comments people be like, he seems like a cool dude, but people don't. They don't know. Like, when you're doing
Yes.
reactions, people don't. They don't know you,
They're gonna get
even though you feel like
You.
you know them.
Yes.
But I try to tell people, like, this is me 24/7. This
that's
this is this
awesome
is
to see.
this is how I am.
How are you so
I would.
comfortable in front of the camera? I'm sorry, but how are you so comfortable in front of the camera? Is that just like a nothing to you? It's not even a no-brainer. It's not even an issue.
Sometimes I forget the camera's there.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know. It's I've been told, some people told me, man, have you did any acting? Have you done any comedy, any stand up? I'm like, no. I think because of the way I was raised, and my sense of humor is just so high that it's just, I'm my whole thing is like making y'all feel comfortable. Even though you guys are like, interviewing me, I'm like, you know,
Right. I'm with you, man.
letting you guys know this is me. This is who I am. You know, uh, I don't know. I just
He's a natural.
Yeah. That's true. They call that a natural.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
ahead.
you're wait. Hold on.
Apple.
That's just what I was going to say. That's the one thing you do to beyond bringing joy, and this goes back to earlier, also with music and like not getting high, not smoking weed. There's one thing beautiful in this world that everybody gets to experience, no matter whether you're a kid, being old, is that feeling of that spirit gets in you that gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
Which you have that you've induced that a couple times with talking about your childhood and that feeling of getting goosebumps and being able to give people goosebumps. That is one of the most natural things and most spiritual things in the world. You cannot buy or take a drug or drink alcohol that won't give you that goosebump feeling. That
Yeah.
comes from music, from love, all that stuff, and
Yeah.
do that. So Keep doing
I
what.
appreciate that. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, brother.
Mel, thanks for coming on the show, man. And everybody out there, you know who he is. Go follow him, check out his channel, subscribe, and do all that stuff. And hang on one second, man. I'm gonna stop recording.
But it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hella means been the earth. And alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a new born. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient. Or haven't you learned it? One simple road. Shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.